everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today I have an actual doctor update. Like an actual update, not me just complaining about doctors. The first update is my primary doctor of about 13 and a half years is leaving the practice, and where she is going I cannot follow, so I will be getting a new primary doctor. I am leaning towards staying with the functional nurse practitioner as my primary doctor. It is a concierge service, so it's all out of pocket. There is an extra yearly fee that goes along with that to give you sort of more access to her after hours and for them to follow up with specialists, get lab results, and sort of do all those extra things. Obviously, finances are something I need to keep in mind. If insurance isn't going to pay and I'm paying, I need to make sure I can afford that. But since I will be continuing to see her for these functional consults anyway, it kind of makes sense to make her my primary because I don't really get sick that often. I never really have, and there are definitely things that could be done at like a minute clinic, urgent care type of thing, which would be through my insurance. So that's what I'm considering. I am looking at options, but that is definitely what I'm leaning towards. It also means if I need a 2-hour appointment to talk about lab results and tests and stuff, I can pay for that. Or I have the option to pay for that. Whether I can actually afford it or not is a totally different thing. The second update is I had the appointment with my Cleveland Clinic doctor who did the invasive cardiopulmonary exercise test in July, and I asked him all sorts of questions, such as why my pressures are elevated when I am lying down and then they plummet when I am upright. I figured that was the autonomic dysfunction. That makes sense. But sort of, is this pulmonary hypertension, heart failure with preserved ejection fraction? How are we treating this? How are we monitoring it? Just the things. And he said that my elevated cardiac pressures when I am lying down are a compensatory mechanism because they are so low when I am upright. This kind of makes sense, but doesn't really explain all of my symptoms. My cardiac pressures when I'm upright aren't like super, super low. Yes, they are on the low side, but I believe they are still all within normal. They all increase within normal ranges during exercise. So that's also interesting. That also means they increase more than would be expected since they started out on the low end of normal. He doesn't really know why they increase so much. He doesn't really know why my cardiac pressures when I am lying down have consistently gotten higher each time I've had a right heart cath. And it also doesn't explain the pitting edema and why sodium makes me worse and retain a lot of fluid and my symptoms get worse. Whereas normally in autonomic dysfunction, one of the treatments is to increase sodium and fluid. And he said, we definitely don't want diuretics and sodium restriction for you. And I was like, nah, that's kind of what I've been doing for 2 years. He asked if that helped, and I said yes. And he said they don't really know a lot about this preload insufficiency, preload failure, and they're doing more research on it, but right now there's just not a lot of answers. So I am 100% okay with that. There have literally been very few providers who have uttered the words, I don't know, in the past over 3.5 years, so I definitely have a lot of respect for doctors who are confident enough in what they know to say when they don't know something. Because I don't expect doctors to have all the answers. I just expect them to, if they don't have the answers, to say, I don't know, and not pretend like they do, and then just sort of give me a plan as to how we're going to improve my quality of life. And currently, the plan is we will do another right heart cath, no exercise, this coming year, and the summertime. and see what my pressures are. He said supine, but I will ask if I can at least sit up to see what they drop to when I sit up. But it won't be an invasive cardiopulmonary exercise test. It will just be a normal right heart cath. But yeah, so that's the theory, that it is a compensatory mechanism for my low pressures when I am upright. The other thing when doing research about all this, because like I said, it doesn't fully explain all of my symptoms, I did find a theory that is sort of linking heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, some like pelvic congestion, liver issues, and preload failure, and putting all of them on one continuum. And I'll link that article down below in case any of you are having issues with any of those things. It's very interesting, and hopefully more research will be done. But that's going to be it for this one. An actual update, like I said, which is different. It's nice to sort of kind of have a plan. I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing about this edema and sodium. I guess still just managing the best I can. I am having more energy kind of during the work week, so I may attempt to go to the gym because, again, with autonomic dysfunction, one of the mainstays of treatment should be exercise to help get the blood back into regular circulation instead of pooling in the lower extremities. The problem with that is, as you know, when I do stuff, I crash, which he did bring up chronic fatigue syndrome, and asked if anyone had brought that up to me, and I said, yeah, but would it really make a difference if I was diagnosed with this since there's no treatment? And he said, like, there people are working on that also, and he'll keep me in mind if he comes across any up-and-coming treatments that might help with that. He did mention a few, which I won't get into right now. Well, one, just because I want to do some research on it to see if it's something I'm even willing to try before talking about it, but apparently there's been research and it's helped, so I'm all for looking into that and seeing if it's something I'm willing to try. But that is going to be it for this one. I am glad to have an actual update for you guys for a change, but I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you're seeing this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.